I fooled you, didn't I? No hat. So Gucci Guilty pour Homme Cologne was just recently launched, and I have a bottle here and I've been wearing it and really enjoying it. I'm going to review for you this new release from Gucci, Guilty pour Homme Cologne. If you want to find out all about it without my hat, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time landing on my channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, participating in giveaways, and still haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme was the very first fragrance Alessandro Michele worked on when he had just gotten his position as creative director for Gucci. So ever since that fragrance came out, I've been really impressed with the quality of releases from Gucci. Before that, I wasn't really wowed, but now I am. So Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme, then you had the Perfume, then you had the Oud, and now we have the Cologne. So the Cologne is I guess it's a trend in fragrances for men that are more light and refreshing, sort of keeping the DNA of the original fragrance, in this case the Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme, but a much fresher take. So this is called Cologne. Even though it's called Cologne, it's Eau De Toilette concentration, and a 90 ml bottle like this retails for $90. I've been wearing this one a lot because it is very refreshing. It kind of comes on or sprays on like it's some kind of a tonic, like a cologne tonic for men, sort of kind of like going back to the time where men used to wear those kind of like cologne tonic type fragrances, and they're very refreshing and more lighter, or much lighter than intense fragrances. So this actually is a lot lighter than the original Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme, and even though it shares some of the DNA, it's completely a different fragrance on its own. So you're not going to find it being very similar to the original, but it's really good. What we have for notes here are at the top bergamot, rosemary, and juniper berries. So you got at the top a very fresh start with this bergamot. It's a very aromatic experience with the rosemary and juniper berries, and those two notes always go very aromatic and refreshing for me. The herbal notes, they're just very aromatic smells and aromatic experiences. You got a very aromatic fragrance here, and that's exactly what you have, especially at the start. But in the heart, it goes woody and powdery. You got the Spanish cypress in there, so there's a woody cypress experience. A heliotrope is pretty big for me in the heart, where the juniper berries in the top were the most prominent note. But here in the heart, you have a lot of very prominent notes here. The Spanish cypress is very noticeable. The heliotrope is very noticeable. Gives it a slight powdery / almondy touch, and then you also have the violet, which gives it an interesting, unique succulency to the fragrance, a very green touch to the fragrance. It is a green touch. As you can see, the bottle, the juice is sort of bluish green. It almost looks like it's going to go aquatic. To me, this is definitely not aquatic. And then in the base, the fragrance dries down to patchouli. You do experience that patchouli and the white musk and a little bit of the cedarwood. But for me, the fragrance really comes alive in the heart. Most of the notes in the heart, well, all the notes in the heart are what you experience the most for me. And then you do experience a little bit of the patchouli in the dry down, some woodiness, and then the musk. But again, as I said, it's what you have at the top with the juniper berries mostly, and then it segues into the Spanish cypress, the heliotrope, and the violet. It's a very fresh and clean fragrance. As I said, it kind of reminds me of the tonic waters back in the day that my grandfather and my father used. Those are the kind of stuff that they splashed on rather than sprayed on. Even though I'm not a splasher or a dabber, I love to spray my fragrances. This fragrance just kind of reminds me of that kind of a fragrance. It's very clean. It's also very invigorating, and the fragrance just energizes you. The invigorating quality of the fragrance just totally energizes you. And then there's a zesty quality at the top as well as soon as you spray it. Even though the bergamot is not pretty big, you do experience that zestiness ultra powdery. You gotta love the powdery touches. It's very aromatic, as I was saying. All those aromatic notes at the top are really big. And of course, you know, you have some spicy elements here from some of the notes as well, because the juniper berries and the rosemary do go spicy. Those notes are kind of spicy. They have that spicy touch, you know, those kind of things. So it is an awesome release. It's just perfect for spring and summer. I think this one actually is even going to be more perfect when it's warm outside. You gotta love powdery fragrances though. The powdery touches are pretty prominent and it's pretty big here. So if you don't like powdery fragrances, you might want to test this one prior. Go to a store that sells it and test it there prior to, you know, doing a blind buy, because it is $90. It's not really overly expensive, but again, it's almost $100 for 90 ml. It's interesting that they priced it exactly at $90 for a 90 ml, so that means $1 per milliliter of the fragrance. So you know how to do your math, how much the fragrance costs you. Of course, there's tax on it if you order it within a local, I mean, if you buy it within local establishments, unless you order from somewhere where it doesn't have any, you know, presence where your state is, and then you don't have to pay tax on it, but then of course you might end up paying shipping. But a solid release. I'm actually really happy with Gucci's direction and where they've gone with fragrances. I think it started out with Gucci Intense Oud, but I think that was before Alessandro Michele's time. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention about this fragrance. It is created by Alberto Morillas. Again, he's been doing most everything for this brand I'm aware of. I know he did the Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme, the Perfume, the Oud, the Gucci Guilty Absolute Oud, and then he also did this one. And of course, he's also done all the fragrances in the Alchemist collection that was launched, the exclusive, the private fragrances from Gucci that are quite phenomenal. So he's been doing a lot of the fragrances, which is, I guess they have a great relationship. The creative director of the brand, the creative director from the brand, Alessandro Michele, has a great relationship with Alberto Morillas. So if that happens with people, they usually end up creating really amazing things, and it's actually working out here. And for the longest time, I was not even going near Gucci fragrances, but now I really want to see what they come up with. After this, I'm really anticipating to see what's next. I would love to see something very unique, and hopefully that's what we're going to get. But hopefully soon we'll also do some reviews of the new Alchemist Garden fragrances, guys. Anyway, this is Gucci Guilty Pour Homme Cologne without my hat on. I know you guys have been waiting for this. Don't get too used to no hat. The hat is the symbol of this channel. But today I actually went and got my hair cut. Went to a barbershop and I did this. So it was perfect timing for me to do it without any hat on. But I'll be back with the hat very soon. But guys, have you tried Gucci Guilty Pour Homme Cologne? What are your thoughts about it? As you can see, I am wearing it, as I said. You're gonna probably really like this one too when you pick it up. And I said it's going to be perfect for summertime. It's gonna be a great refreshing, clean, invigorating experience. Let me know if you've already tried it. Put some comments down. Let's get a conversation started. Other than that, guys, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.